Good morning, and today you find me in a rather damp and windy woods. It rained all day yesterday, absolutely tipped down and blew a gale. Blew all night, and it's not that bad now, but I've put the tarp up behind me, so hopefully you can hear me. Well, I'm going to attempt a bit of a redemption thing this morning. A couple of weeks back, I attempted a Bowdrill fire without a tinder bundle. Sadly, the kit I used was crap, and I ended up sticking it on the fire because it was no good to anyone. But I brought another kit with me today, and this is the second kit I made, must be about 6 weeks, 2 months ago. And this is the kit I didn't think would work, and it worked really well because I thought there was a bit of rot in it. I'm going to attempt it now with this kit. And if you didn't see the other one, the idea is make some very fine dust first, then make a coal which lights that dust into a flame, and catch it with some small twigs and light the fire from there. So you're avoiding the tinder bundle because it's soaking wet here today, and unless I used a couple of feather sticks, then the tinder bundle is out of the window. Well, I'm going to try it again. I think this time I'll use a fatwood bearing block. If it's crap, I'll switch to something else, but we'll give that a go. I think I've used it before. It looks like I've used it before. I got to tidy the fireplace up now, ready, make the fire lay, and I need to look for an ember pan. And as I said, it's wet here, so I may have a bit of a job to look for an ember pan. Here's the thin stuff, and I've got enough to do this twice. But what I need to do now is find the thinner top bits. I don't want any big thick bits in here, just the very fine stuff. A lot more of that. Well, that's enough. What I'm going to do with what's left, bundle it up, holding the thick end. You don't want to weave this up too tight or it won't burn, it'll just act as a log. That'll go on top. Now, I'm sitting here doing this and that's all I can smell is shit. And that's because there's stinkhorn fungus over there and the wind is blowing the smell of it straight at me. So I put that small bundle now on top of them sticks, and I'm going to introduce the flame that I'm hopefully going to get underneath. Guess what? I got an ember. I wasn't even trying. No good. Well, unfortunately, I'm not getting a flame because I didn't make enough dust. Because the kit was so good, it just wanted to make an ember. I will persevere. Have I redeemed myself? I leave that up to you. I think I have, but I leave it up to you. I've made myself a cup of tea now. I've sat down, I'm looking at the fire, and basically the middle is burnt through. It's surprising when you build a fire and light the fire at the start, that is the most important time to keep an eye on it, because you want your fire to be able to sustain itself. You don't want to light the fire, go, oh look at me, I've lit a lovely fire, and then it goes out. Or then you're blowing it. You don't want to be blowing on a fire. You want that fire to keep burning until you've got a nice bed of embers. So I'm going to adjust this now. One thing you'll notice is I put the dog ends from the last time I was here on to dry because it was soaking wet. I don't like leaving dog ends. I like to burn everything completely to ash. So take a look now. In a nutshell, you don't want to lose your flames and have to start blowing and everything. What I always do, all the little pieces that roll off, part burnt, stick them back on top. If you do light fires in a teepee fashion, which I don't particularly like, you'll have a lot of them. So just gather them up, stick them on the top. because they will have dried out mostly, because half of them would have burnt off anyway. I know it looks a mess now, but the intention is to dry them dog ends off and then to introduce them into the fire as fuel. Russ's attempt at a stool, which unfortunately split. I put that there as a windbreak. Now I'm going to take it off because the wind direction is coming this way. Obviously there's no flames there now, but there's plenty of heat there. In a couple of minutes that will go back up. Hope you can hear me over the wind. In my opinion, fire management skills are just as important as fire lighting skills. If you can't manage a fire, then you're a tit, basically. You need to be able to manage that fire, keep it going. A lot of that wood is wet, but I've got wind to help me, and now I've got a good bed of coals. And it's going up well again. So that could mean another cup of tea. Kettle's back on, and as you can see, fire's burning nice again, but I did put the windbreak back because it was really drawing a lot, and it's still drawing quite a bit, but it was fierce with that out of the way. Right then, so I'm going to talk about this Bowdrill for a couple of minutes, and perhaps you'll gain some knowledge from it, who knows. Well, this was the set I didn't think was going to work a few weeks back, because there's a lot of rot in it, the first stick I cut. But I tried it and it worked well. Well, I brought it again now, obviously because you've seen me lighting a fire with it. And you could tell there's rot in it because of the way it's burnt down. It's burnt down in a really crappy manner, not even at all. And that, the end that goes in the bearing block, has just rounded. So there's a lot of rot in this. This is why I didn't think it would work in the first place. But the fatwood bearing block, that didn't work very well at all. It just basically ate into it. So when I switched to the knife handle, it worked really well. I know a lot of people think it's a bit dangerous having your bearing block in the knife handle, but as long as you're careful and you're not an idiot, you should be just fine. I haven't cut myself doing it. Well, 3 coals came out of that, and I'd probably get another one at the push, but it's an excellent set, and this is sycamore. And I didn't even try on the first attempt. I was just trying to make dust, and I got a tiny little coal. I pushed that out of the way and kept bowing and got a really big coal, but unfortunately there wasn't enough dust for me to get that little flame to light the twigs. But that tiny little feather stick, which was just a bit of scrap in the pile over here, that worked fine. So I think it goes to show you don't need a tinder bundle to light a friction fire, but it is easier. I'm going to leave it at there today. That's your lot on this video, but I'm out for the day and I got a few other things to film, and they will be up a day or 2 days after this one. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you found it informative, and I'm glad that I managed to do that, even if it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. So, like, subscribe, stick with me, comments always welcome, and if I've got something decent to say, I'll answer you back. Until the next time, goodbye. Well, I put that disc back up now because it's really drawing well. But as you can see, the smoke isn't going straight over to the left. It's sitting around a little bit, and that's because there's a windbreak there. So, fire management, awesome. Just plain awesome. I don't think I'm going to even put this in because it's shit. Start again.